Distinguished adventurers, welcome to Community Q&A, where I, Lauren, and that person down there, Sean, answer questions from the community, because it's a Q&A from the community, because y'all have a lot of questions.
Oh,
we try to
so many questions all the time.
all the questions. And not always about Idle Champions. Sometimes it's about coffee and tea and other things. And snacks. Lots of snacks. Also, Happy Liars Night. Happy Liars Night. Liars Event Night, I guess, Sean? Happy Liars Night.
Happy 2 weeks of Liars Night.
Happy Brig, happy Averin, happy Esmeralda, happy all the things. Anyway, welcome to the show. As you can probably guess by the title, we are here to answer community questions, mostly about this game, but also about other D&D stuff as it comes along. We have our fabulous moderator / producer / all-around good person, Martin, in the chat, who's going to be grabbing questions from chat. Make sure you go ahead and put question in big capital letters at the start of your question so that Martin can grab it. That way, if I or Sean miss it while it's in the chat, we still have a chance of answering it. So, is there anything we want to talk about beforehand? Is there any important things that are happening?
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing important is happening today at all.
Hold on, I have to look over something over my screen.
Yeah.
Just to see.
It is a no bones day, so it's a very calm day today.
Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know that I didn't have to worry about bones. Okay. Anyway, happy season 3 of Critical Role. Here we are. We're talking about campaign 3. For those of us, there's a lot of us who've been around in the TTRPG performance space for a while, and it's kind of amazing to think about that they're on campaign 3. Holy crap.
Yeah. Well, another 115 episodes. Let's go.
You know what? I kind of appreciated that they ended their campaign, their season 2, when it made sense to end. That wasn't like we're going to make it to so many episodes or we're going to make it to level 20. I think doing that kind of thing is not necessarily a bad thing. Like my podcast, the whole idea is I want to make sure that they get to level 20 before the end of the show. Same thing with Heroes of the Plains. We've talked about, where we want to get to before the end of the show. But I like the idea that you do that as in, these are the things we want to do. These are the experiences we want to have, and not some arbitrary, we have to end. We have to get to 20 before we end. We have to get to 150 episodes. We have to do all of that stuff. So...
In reality, they ended the same way most campaigns do. They did fight somewhat of a god.
They fought a god, and then they fought... I'm going to just say it here, even though Google might delete the swear word. And then they fought an asshole.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, it did. It did. Hey, yeah. Google Captions. Yeah. Good for you. Good for you. But yeah,
that was a fun fight too.
I would even say that final fight, which I'll talk about in vagues, even though it's a spoiler, but it's a spoiler for something that happened a couple of months ago. But I'll still be vague about it. That final fight after the god fight, I would say was probably way more impactful on the story. So
yes,
because the second to last, the big fight was way more impactful as far as what campaign 3 might have looked like.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, because Mercer has talked about that. I don't know if he said anything about campaign 2 to 3, but he's definitely said the pivotal moments in campaign 1, if some of them had gone bad, that campaign 2 would have looked very different. He's keeping it a very inside. He's keeping the timeline the same for the world. So I will be interested in seeing if there is any of that crossover with campaign 3, but we'll find out tonight. Okay, enough talking about Critical Role. Or not.
We can keep going. We can keep going.
All you need chat to do if you want us to talk more about Critical Role is ask Critical Role questions. We will, or any D&D questions. I mean, hey, we can talk about Heroes of the Plains, but neither of us are wearing a Heroes of the Plains t-shirt, and so I would not expect Sean to answer Heroes of the Plains questions. And I can only tell you as much as Orkira knows, which is not a lot. Anyway, let's see. Questions. Let's go to this wonderful chat. Mess Duval wants to know, when will the kitty be available in-game? She's so cute. Aww. I'm assuming what you were talking about is the Displacer Beast kitten.
Oh, that one's so cute.
Is adorable. And we've only shown the key art. We haven't been authorized to show off the other art yet. Let me
I can confirm the in-game art is nice too.
Oh, I mean, the in-game art is always adorable. It's the only difference between the in-game art and the key art is style, in my view. Like Brig, we got the Brig key art over there. Can't see where I'm pointing because my hand is getting cut off. We've got the Brig key art over there. It's epic. Brig in-game, also epic, just epic in a different way.
His alt art is wild.
Yeah.
It's just,
All
like,
the lights and
fire.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have amazing. So this is my game right now. I've basically got 2 parties running. I've got a Brig and an Averin to get. I really should get an Esmeralda. I just haven't gotten one yet as far as a party going. But that's all I'm doing is just getting equipment for the 2 of them. And I'm still working on equipment for Brig. I've been. It's like I've been on stream and I haven't been able to play very much. So let me. You know what? Let me grab this image. For those of you who missed it yesterday, Mars and I did a stream in where the one thing we got to spoil as far as epic things that are coming up that people didn't know about yet is that our Extra Life, one of the things we're doing for Extra Life and the big fundraiser for Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is going to be a new familiar called, I've just lost their name. The Displacer Beast Kitten. It's just, I've lost their name. Someone in chat will know their name. But they are adorable, and we showed off their key art, and I'm going to show it. I'm going to pull it up right now on the fly.
What's the name?
Star, thank you.
People are saying Star Chaser. Thank you.
Look, there they are. Oh, it's huge.
Oh my god,
it's huge.
So cute.
We'll just put it there. There we go. Doing it live. There they are. They're adorable. So that's in November. I believe we gave the date. I'm going to triple check on that too. I know we gave the date. I'm making sure I'm going to give
19th?
Yep, give me 10 seconds. November 17th. November 17th, we'll be releasing Star, the Displacer Beast Kitten Familiar as part of our Extra Life charity drive show off key art. That's the notes I have.
Yeah.
So we actually announced this yesterday on the special stream we did on the Epic Game Store channel, and more information about this specific charity drive, as well as other things we'll be doing for Extra Life, will be coming soon, TM. I mean, November 17th is not as far away as it sounds. Definitely.
It's really close, actually.
It's super close. Obviously, there'll be information in game. If you also feel inclined, follow us on social media on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Discord, all of the things. Yes, TikTok.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. Do we have a MySpace?
What we should. What are we doing?
I will talk to Trevor about a MySpace.
Is MySpace still around?
Yeah, of course it is. I will talk to Trevor about a MySpace, mostly just to give him a laugh, not to actually get on MySpace. Anyway, adorable, adorable, adorable kitten. There you go. Yes, that's what's coming. So that's the key art. We'll be having the in-game art soon. It will be a donation for Extra Life, which is an absolutely awesome charity event. And does amazing work, and there we go. I'm glad to be able to show that off right at the beginning and start with amazingness. Thank you for asking. Zitherin 1975, what about questions about cotton candy? I mean, what about them?
We did enough last time.
I mean, you can't just ask a question about questions about cotton candy. You gotta give us a question. Bayushi Akira says the Reddit Q&A mentions a downloadable client as an alternative to WebGL. We figured we'd probably get some WebGL questions.
Yeah.
When will that be coming? I already have Steam and Epic accounts and do not own a console, and I don't want a mobile account. Sean, you want to take that one since you've got the notes up?
So October 26th is kind of like our big announcement date for everything, to kind of get for the full kind of details of everything. I'm just checking to see. I believe that is also when the new client will be up, pending any sort of major issues with it.
Yeah, you have to remember that we were planning an announcement. We were putting all of our ducks into a row and finalizing things when some information got out a little early. And so we are trying to do this in the right way for all of our WebGL players. And if you haven't heard, what the announcement is that we're sunsetting the game Idle Champions on the Forgotten Realms on WebGL.
Yeah.
And so
that would be anything on Congregate Armor Games and the CNE Games website, like just the website version. But we're going to have a downloadable client on the CNE Games website that you can download and continue playing that way.
And those of you who are playing on any of those places that are getting sunset will be able to move their account to a different platform, so you won't lose anything. And we're also offering some thank yous and everything. We are trying to do this in the best way possible for our users. The reason that right now we might not have all of the answers is because a lot of them were still being finalized when some of this information got out. So please be patient with us, as if we can't answer specific questions about that rollout, it's not because we're trying to hide anything. It's that we're still trying to figure out the best way to do that for our community.
Yeah.
Anyway, I interrupted you about you were talking about the downloadable client.
So we have a downloadable client that'll be available on the CNE Games website, I believe, on the 26th. Again, pending any sort of major issues with that. And then a lot more details to come about certain cutoff dates for something that we're still working out.
That's also that's also a good thing if you are in our Discord or following us on social media. Also, there will be in-game alerts as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you play on Webgl, there are going to be a ton of alerts kind of as like a warning. I'm going to answer this one because it just came out with Friday. Can we merge an account? It will not be a merge. So let's say you have a Steam account already that's been playing for like a couple weeks, and you have a Kong account that's been playing for a long time. If you take your Kong account and move it to Steam, it will overwrite that entire account. So there is no merging of accounts. It's a one-time transfer, which will overwrite any account it goes to, which is a very, very important point.
And we will have more information for those people who are going to be transferring their accounts soon.
Yeah, we'll have like a full FAQ doc that's just like, here's the step-by-step process you need to follow, and then any sort of FAQs along with that stuff.
Yeah. But once again, we were trying to do this in the right way. We were not going to just spring this on people. We just hadn't crossed all of our I's and dotted all of our T's when some of this information got out. So we're trying to reassure everybody that this is not happening tomorrow. This is not happening without you having plenty of time to be prepared.
Yeah. Exactly.
That has been your WebGL PSA for the day. Thank you. Cassius335 says, it's nice to see the scrolls of Tiamat at the back of inventory. Could the blood vials and scales be moved to join them?
So they're up at the front right now, right?
I believe so.
Chest
Let's look at my inventory and my poor number of... Yeah, so we've got lesser blood vials, prismatic, and scales of Tiamat up here. And back here we got the scrolls.
Yeah. I think that they're fine where they are, personally. Mainly because they're like a major item that you need to kind of keep an eye on.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it this way, this is a crafting thing. And these are two things that you need in order to start a trials. The scrolls are things you need during the trials.
Exactly.
Yeah, so... But I do kind of see the idea of keeping all of the trials stuff together. Like, that's a pretty good point. We could pass it along, but once it gets to that kind of organization, that's going to be hard to try to figure out what's best for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, there's already someone in chat that says, please leave them where they are. So... any sort of organization or shifting things around and like sorting, there's always somebody on the other side who's going to be like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah. Now, if I can offer a suggestion, which is going to take way longer, and I'm not saying we're going to do it, but here's Lauren's not employee of C&E Games suggestion. I am a huge fan of the way the new familiar screen is laid out, and the fact that you can look at owned and unassigned, and you can organize things way better now. Being able to do something like that in the inventory screen would be nice. Maybe
I think tabs would be nice. Like
either
chests, potions, scrolls.
Tabs would be good, or if you want to even make it more generalized than that, and do something like we do with the familiars, and where it's less tabs and more like, hey, show me only chests, show me only potions. Show me everything else, like 3 major screens kind of thing. Once again, this is Lauren talking about it might be a good idea. This is not us saying it's going to happen. But yeah, that may be the way to go, is instead of... We're at the point with the inventory and where it's less about coming up with an organizational method that everybody's going to like, because nobody's going to like... Not everyone is going to like any organizational method, but coming up with a way that you can organize it, or at least search through it, might be the way to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently, I am now the question and answer person in the community Q&A. Sean, I would like you to take a note for me.
Well, the next question is another WebGL question.
Yeah.
What if you could tell us about us WebGL players? Specifically, should we wait for more info to come up before we panic? So definitely no need to panic.
No panic. Please don't panic.
We're very thankful for the WebGL players that stuck around the entire time. We know there's been a lot of ups and downs with WebGL, both for the players and for us. It's it is a whole second code base because we have to convert everything to JavaScript and WebGL to make it usable on that platform, right? So it takes a lot of time and a lot of work to do all the conversion. So thank you everybody who has stuck with us through that entire time. So that's why we have a nice big bonus for those WebGL players who have stuck around, and then the transfer process should be very, very smooth to whatever platform you'd like to move over to, which could be Steam, Epic, mobile, console, wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
But don't panic.
Please don't panic. We understand, at its core, it sucks. It does. If you've enjoyed playing on this platform and now we're telling you that we're not going to be servicing this platform anymore, but we're trying to make that transition as happy and painless and as give you as many options as possible. So, but please don't panic.
Yeah.
Let me go grab my Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy for a second. Hold on.
Yeah. Sean Terry Wilson's asking if we can transfer from today. No, more information about that will be next week.
Yep. Please keep an eye on social media. Please keep an eye on our Discord.
Yeah.
Once again, some of this information we were not ready to have out, and so we are just trying to make sure that everybody understands the basics, so that there is no panic. It is. But anything that we haven't talked about is just because we're still figuring out the details so that it's best for our community.
Exactly. All right. Little Woofit too.
Yeah, I think you got it. Yeah.
Little Woofit, yeah. I'm trying to unlock the team at trials, and I'm on the Battle of Hightower, but I can't get past 549 even with potions. I know that group makeup is important, but I'm having a hard time trying to find the right group for it. Suggestions? Any ideas? So these those are hard because we don't have access to your account. We can't see what's going on. We don't know what champions you have. These ones are really good for our Discord. You can go to our formations channel there and post, say, hey, these are the champions I have. This is what my formation looks like. What can I do to make it better? Suggestions, right?
Yep, that's discord.gg/idlechampions for those of you who are playing along at home on our YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'll grab the next one, or at least I'll say it. That nifty robot. Howdy, Lauren and gang. Sean, you're a gang.
Gang signs, don't worry.
No. Yeah, all those Canadian. Yeah. I have yet to do anything Modron. Currently grinding Kelvmore's favor in Azaka missions. My DPS revolves around Jim, and I don't know the best use of my time to get to Modron Land. Oh, I like that. Modron Land.
Modron Land, yeah.
I guess my question is, any general tips for my stage of play? I'll start by, Garwar has a guide for that.
Always.
Yes, Garwar has a guide.
Yeah.
I don't think what you're doing is a bad idea. A lot of the time, getting to Modron Land is kind of the same as getting to some of the higher level campaign lands, or getting to Trials of Mount Tiamat land, or getting to some of the patron lands. It's basically just progressing the power of your champions and how much you've done in the game to a point where you're powerful enough to take it on. Because in order to get to Modron Land, you have to get to Split the Party Land. And Split the Party Land can be very, very rough. So I would definitely check out Split the Party and Split the Party 2 for your from Garwar's guides.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to get to Modron Land, you just need to have 2 champions in every slot. So as long as you're getting your time gate pieces, if you don't have patrons unlocked, making sure to unlock those one by one and doing enough work in them to get the currency every week to get the time gate pieces, and just kind of working through that. You'll get there eventually. Just a little bit of work and time. That's all.
But gaining favor in a campaign, especially if you haven't unlocked all of the boons and buffs and everything yet, and unlocking Azaka, are going to help you a ton. You're going to get Azaka,
Totally, yeah.
You're going to get all those boons and everything, and that is 100% going to help. So you're on the right path.
Yep. Jim was actually my first DPS I ever used. When I started playing the game, Jim was the champion I got that was like, oh, he's really strong. I'll use him a bunch. And then I was like, oh, Zorbu. And then...
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I ever really used Jim too much as my DPS. I've talked about this before. Both Krond and Black Viper were, well, there was a lot of people poo-pooing them as DPS. I happened to put in a lot of work to get a really good I got them outfitted really well, and so they had a really good item level, especially at the time when I was playing. So they were really solid DPS for me for a very long time. And I still pull out Black Viper on a regular basis, especially when I need something in that slot to DPS. If like Farid is not available, there's a couple of places where like Farid and Jim are not available. And Krond, as much as that's not, there we go. Where's Krond hiding? There he is. As much as there's a ton of other things going on in this slot, on a regular basis when I have those patron challenges that are like, don't have any support, which basically means just have a bunch of DPS and Arcan, Krond still does really well in the DPS department. Like, there are times where I've done the, all DPS and an Arcan, and I'm trying to make one of those specific DPS my main DPS, and every once in a while, Krond is like, no, me! Hey, I'm still here!
I want 100% of the damage.
I can firebolt everything! Ah! And I'm like, damn, you're just kicking butt. What's going on? So do not discount those as DPS.
Yeah, I think the current trend for, like, DPS champions and, like, the top meta is, like, you start with Jarlaxle, so you get around the 250 area, and you want to unlock Zorbu, and kind of do a bit of grinding on him, and he's really good for quite a while. Then you'll hit a point where you have enough item levels after opening a bunch of chests that Ashara becomes better, and then you use Ashara for a long time. And then I think after that, it becomes Artemis and Krond are actually the two top ones right now, but they require very, very high investment in their item levels to be good.
Not just that, but Artemis, I know a lot of the people who are doing Artemis, and once again, grain of salt with what I'm about to say. A lot of people who are investing in Artemis are also people who have Orkira and are doing that,
The stacking?
The fun with Orkira, which I will admit makes me both very confused and very happy at the same time. There were Artemis
just looks at the character and goes, "You're healing." No. I'm healing. And then just like, he gets a ton of healing.
And from a character perspective, Orkira is all about that because she is not precious about being the only healer. So like in D&D games, when other people can heal, she's like, yes, this is amazing. I don't have to worry as much. But in a game like this, and where you have these very specific roles, and then for that to happen, I was just like, wait, what are people doing with my character? I don't understand.
Yeah.
But hey, if you're having fun with Artemis, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Artemis and Krond at like super, super high item levels, like a couple thousand, tend to be a stronger DPS in the longer run. So,
since this is now a more on-topic question, I'll just grab this question from Garwar that came directly into chat. Any word on Orkira's ultimate double dipping?
I mean, we know it's broken. That's really about it.
It's not broken.
There are other issues we're looking into first than that one. So.
Nope, she's perfect. Leave her alone.
She's broken.
Nope. She's
OP, busted, getting nerfed.
Nope. No. She's awesome. She's a god. she's got an awesome primordial who hangs out with her. I mean, not broken at all. Just completely
not OP in the slightest.
Nope. I mean, have you seen her in game? She's the destroyer of worlds. She doesn't like it, but yeah. Anyway, let's get back to actual questions.
Niscus, once you have unlocked all 6 legendary powers in a champion, that sounds cool. If you reforge one item, are you guaranteed that you would not get the same power one you are reforging? It is not guaranteed, but very, 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 very unlikely. So from my understanding, it checks like 10 times. So you'd have to roll the same thing 10 times for it to be like, all right, well, this is the one you're getting. So you're talking like a 0.0000001% chance.
But it can happen.
Yeah.
But it can happen.
It'll happen to somebody.
The dice will always make something happen when you think it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Iomia is asking, what is the status of the black screen error? They are actually working on it right now. It's one of the problem with the black screen error and like the other one, which has been the specializations resetting, has been it happens to everyone but us. I ran a formation for like 600 resets like a couple days ago, 0 issues. They were leveling up fine. I was switching parties. Never got a black screen. Everything worked fine. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. So
I'm going to skip to this question because why not be on an Orkira question kick? And Sean, you're going to be able to actually answer this question.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I'm going to answer this question first. Prince Guinevere asks, can we get a +2 int feat for Orkira, please? I just opened my trials this week and got an intelligence +10 restriction, and it hurts so bad. So here I'm going to give you the answer as the person who plays Orkira. As Orkira. No. She's not that smart. No. Like,
No.
First off, if you look at her stats are actually really good. But there's a reason her intelligence is 8, and it's really actually character-wise important. And if you watch her when she's on a D&D show, it's very obvious. If you listen to her when she tries to send ascending or do anything smart. So the character question is no. Sean, I will pass now the question off to you as someone who might have a much more technical in Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms answer.
I mean, that pretty much nails it. Like, Okira's already so strong. We don't need to give her any more feats.
I mean, not every, and that's the honest answer, right? Not everybody should be good at everything. And
Yeah.
Orkira's good for all of the other patrons. Like, it's only Strahd she can't do because
Yeah.
Strahd, which makes sense because Strahd is a vampire, and why do a vampire? So she can't do that. And then like, not every champion can do everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so at that point, it's just a matter of balance. Like, we create restrictions to make it so certain champions can't be used in certain things. So that's why Okira doesn't have a +2 feet or +5 feet to give her Strahd. So
yeah, I can't imagine. Orkira is really good in a lot of ways. I cannot imagine a smart version of her.
get her a headband of intellect and we'll see what happens.
I don't think it would be character appropriate. Like, she is wise and perceptive, and she is it's basically a book smart thing. Like, intelligence to me in D&D has always been, I can read a book and understand it. I can study a thing. Whereas wisdom tends to be the more, I'm going to sit here and talk to somebody, and I'm going to interact with them, and I'm going to learn from them, or I'm going to be able to, I can intuit things that way. And she just wouldn't be the same if she was suddenly, Alindra levels of smart. Or even half of Alindra levels of smart.
Just imagine her with her having the headband of intellect on. Everyone comes back and she's got books and she's like, I figured it out. And it goes into this big tirade, but then that headband falls off.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
Wait, I lost it. It. Oh,
It's okay.
Yeah. There's wonderful in-canon moments and that were helped out by dice rolls that were amazing role-playing moments simply because she is not the smart one. And so every once in a while it's like, all right, Orkira, go ahead and roll an intelligence saving throw. And I'm like, here we go.
Well, it's like the same as Grog.
Yeah.
Like Grog had his moments where he had his very smart idea, but it was immediately followed by a migraine.
Or, like anybody, you can have a smart idea. I think the challenge of role-playing a character that has any stat that is low is it's not that you can never be good at that thing. It's coming up with a reason behind it. So for Orkira, the moments that she is smart, when her intelligence shouldn't get in the way of being smart, is when her life experience is going to help out in that case. If most of the skills that she has, like medicine and insight and perception and being a healer, are in wisdom and other places. But if there is a magic thing going on, if there's something in where Arcana would be the thing you would need to roll in order to understand more, but the root cause of it is something that she, it's a curse, or it's a medical condition, or it's something that she's experienced in her life, that's a different kind of intelligence. And so, I mean, we're getting into D&D philosophy now, but I do feel like there's moments, you can have a low charisma, but you can have that moment of passion in where even though your words might not be perfect, what you're saying matters. You can have that moment of strength in where maybe your strength is low, but in this one moment, you are so worried about something. You can lift it's the classic idea of the mom who can lift the car off the baby. Like,
oh, yeah.
Those things can happen. but it's important that those are exceptions to the rule for character reasons. And in-game reasons, it's important that you don't use Orkira everywhere, but you should totally use Orkira everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, that's when the dice rolls come into play, right? Like, the impassioned speech, and you roll a 20. You're like, this was the moment.
And that's also where the DM can help with that. With either, if your character gives a passionate speech and it is persuasive and it is awesome, as a DM, I will often not have them roll, or I will have them roll not to see whether they are successful or not, but all right, you're successful. Let's see how successful are you. You know, did you roll a 3? You're still successful. It's just there were a couple of people who were having an extra moment trying to parse out your words because you didn't say things in the most eloquent way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally agree. If you can have a decent argument, the argument's the wrong word. If you can have a decent reason why you should be good at something at the table, then yeah, you should be good at it, and then your DM adjudicates. Mm-hmm. We should. I know there's other Orkira questions in here, so we should.
Oh my God, there's so many questions already.
Yeah, I know. I got on a tangent, and now there's so many questions. If only we were here for another hour and a half, and we could answer them.
It's almost like the show goes on tangents all the time.
I know. Tangents are good for the soul.
Yeah. All right. Cassius has a question. Will Archon cosplay Joe be available as an Archon skin? That's just background thing. I think that's just a background thing. I think he's an NPC in Liar's Night. Right? Like one of the
so there's a variant in Liar's Night where there are 2 cosplayers. There's 2 costumed people who join you. And if you watch the EGS stream yesterday that we did, we showed a little 2-minute video that was an interview with Joe, in where he talks about how they were talking with him about one of these people being dressed up as Archon, which I guess would be cosplay at that point, because it's one thing to be dressed up as a red dragon, it's another to be dressed up as a specific person. And he's like, well, that should be me. I want to be that person. So they made the likeness of that person in the game look like Joe Manganiello.
I wouldn't be surprised if he has a full-on Archon cosplay. That'd be sweet.
Well, so I don't know if he personally owns one. However, I have seen a full-on Archon cosplay, and I know the 2 people who made it for it was for D&D Live, the last one that was live in person at the Descent into Avernus event, and holy mackerel, is it amazing!
Yeah, I actually do think I saw I've seen a clip of it. So I think it's in the D&D Beyond commercials sort of thing.
Maybe, yeah. It's super impressive.
Yeah. All right, the Lurking Writer. Will there be a clip/full vid of Brig's song on the Bardic Inspiration?
Yes.
And will every song have the same treatment? There's a clip for it already. I think B-Dave posted it right away.
Okay. We're talking about 2 different things. Sean, you're thinking about
I was thinking
doing the song from Idle Champions Presents, which that we already have a clip of, and if it hasn't been posted yet, we do have a clip with subtitles that will be going up somewhere. If you're talking about the Brig song from Tuesday's Bardic Inspiration, will there be a clip full vid? There's already a full vid. The Twitch video should still be available for watching on demand. I don't remember if there's a clip yet. There will be. It will be posted, and the full video will be on our YouTube. There's 2 different things that are going on. One, we got super busy, especially on Tuesday, and so we're just behind on clips. And 2, there's some weird issues going on with transferring things from Twitch to YouTube, which is getting in the way of a lot of things, because hey, we have a lot of content on our Twitch channel, and it's hard to get everything over to YouTube. And every once in a while, YouTube says, that's a lot. Why don't you slow down? And we're like, no, we got to keep going. So yes, the answer to all of that is yes. We're just, it's taking a little bit longer than normal.
Babylon G says that since Joe has 3 champions in game, can we get Callie to go with our Orkira?
I think I answered this question. If it wasn't yesterday, it was definitely Monday. I mean, I'm never going to say no, but at this point, there's, as far as I know, no plans to add Callie to the game. I am blessed enough to have 1 character in the game. Joe is Joe. And he gets to have 3 characters in the game. Here's the thing. Joe's kind of the exception. and he is exceptional, and that's awesome. I am already super lucky to have one character in the game. And we can only put so many characters in the game at a time. I would much rather see other content creators who haven't had that chance, because it is so much fun. And also I want Orky to be in the same formation as a whole bunch of champions that haven't shown up yet. So while I super duper appreciate you and your question, and I do miss playing Callie, and Callie was super fun, at the moment my suggestion is be happy about all the other champions that you're going to be getting, because I know Orkira is. Poor Sean's like, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
Continuing on, yeah, pretty much. How were those Sunday roast flavored candies you were waiting on?
Sunday? Oh, you mean the turkey flavored candy corn? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I got the. Oh, I don't have them here. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. I'm not going to eat them because I can't.
Don't eat on stream. Yeah.
I won't. Well, I've eaten on stream because I'm a bad person. But no, I've got the bag. Answer an actual game question. I will be right back. It's right over here.
All right. Merrick Olivar is asking, any chance to get my hands on more than the Karmic Magic over click effects? I know the Snowball one. Can I find out whether or not it was shown model offers at the gem shop? So those ones were giveaways during like the quarterly celebrations. So I don't think they're in the gem shop or wild offers right now. They probably should be. We probably should have them in, but they are not yet.
Okay, I'm back.
All right.
All right. I'm not going to open either of these bags because both of these bags I'm bringing with me on Saturday to bring to some friends, which is going to sound weird for those of you who are going to be confused. So the first thing is I got 2 bags of this, and so I have had some of these, of the turkey dinner flavored candy corn.
I don't know how I feel about that. That's weird.
Well, you got to try it. That's how you know how you feel.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, turkey. So it is it is candy corn. It is official candy corn. Turkey dinner, apple pie, and coffee, which means what you get is green beans, roasted turkey, cranberry sauce, stuffing, turkey. Yeah, I already said the turkey. Apple pie and coffee. There's 6 different flavors, and I have
You lost
tried
me
them.
at green beans.
So the green bean are the easy ones to tell.
Guess they're green? Yeah.
Guess what color they are. The cranberry sauce is also easy. They're the red. It's the other, and the coffee is pretty easy to tell because it is a dark brown. But then there's the roasted turkey, the stuffing, and the apple pie are all kind of the same color. And that's all. No. So that's always a little bit of a crapshoot of like, which one am I going to eat? I will not eat these right now. I have video of me eating these. There will be more.
Okay. Were they good? Did you enjoy it?
Yes and no. Okay. Yes, but I am the person who enjoys the experience, and I like candy corn. So even the ones I did not like, I liked because it was fun. Because I
Did Luke like them?
He's been ambivalent about them. Here's what I'll say: the green bean, not so good. The cranberry, not so good. And in 2 different ways. Like the green bean you eat, and you're like, oh, this just kind of tastes like a really bland piece of candy corn. And then there is a back end flavor of green bean.
No.
And that's not good. The cranberry had the cranberry right at the front end. You put it in your mouth and you're like, but it's not cranberry. It's that weird metallic, I was made in a lab badly cranberry. Not so good. The coffee is delicious. I would buy an entire bag of coffee candy corn. It was amazing. And it's very coffee, but it's like a little, because it's candy corn, it's sweet. So it almost has that, it's almost mocha. Oh, it's so good. I love the coffee. The turkey was meh. The turkey tasted fine, but that one had the disconnect of I'm eating candy corn and you're giving me turkey. Like the mouth, it had a texture to it that's like, I don't understand this texture, but the flavor was fine. The stuffing was kind of nothing, nothing to write home about. Very bland. And the apple pie was pretty good, but that kind of makes sense.
Essentially, out of the whole bag, coffee and apple pie were like, these ones are good. Everything else was...
Coffee is amazing. I wouldn't buy any of the other ones separately.
Yeah.
Coffee, I would. The apple pie, the stuffing, and the turkey were okay. We're fine. We're fine. The green bean and the cranberry sauce. Oh, nope.
Yeah, I don't like green beans and like cranberry as it is. So them in candy corn form, and just you see the back end notes, like a shiver ran down. I was like, no, that's not.
And that's
Never putting that in my mouth.
The problem with it wasn't the aftertaste. It was the fact that it was a green bean aftertaste, which is just not even when you're eating green beans. You don't want. I like green beans. Here's the other thing I grabbed. So that I bought a bag, 2 bags. One of them I opened, and Luke and I have been enjoying, and I've had a bunch of them, and I've whatever. And so that bag is for a friend. The other thing I bought, because it came up, and this is a first. If the friends of mine I'm seeing on Saturday are watching this right now, guess what? I am also bringing an entire bag of Circus Peanuts.
Circus Peanuts? Oh, I don't think I've had those.
Yes, Circus Peanuts. I did buy the fancy bag because I could either spend an extra $1 or $2 and get the fancy Circus Peanuts in the multicolors, or I could spend less and get a bunch of bags of the basic kind you could get at a drugstore. And I went, I want a fancy bag. I want multicolored fancy bag. Circus Peanuts are another one of those candies that you either love or hate. We're gonna watch in the chat. We're gonna see. I'm sure the delay has gotten.
The finest of sawdust.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was about to say. These are good Circus Peanuts. They are another one of those things. They're a hard marshmallow consistency with a little bit of flavor to them.
You can't have hard and marshmallow in the same sentence.
Well, think about marshmallows that have gone slightly stale or that are smaller and denser. It's not because marshmallows go stale. It happens. I have a character built around marshmallows going stale.
I get that. But
actually, I do. Yeah. So it's Peeps. Oh, people are asking about Peeps are okay if you only eat 1 or 2. Says Jason Gray 71. Original Langston. I do like Peeps. Here's the thing, yes, I think a lot of these are way better if you only have 1 or 2 because they are very, very sugary. So it's better for your health and better for your palate because candy corn, Circus Peanuts, marzipan, really thick fudge, stuff like that, I think people don't like because it is super, super sugary, which is 100% valid. Like what you like, don't like what you don't like, it's fine. But you might want to do the thing where you only try a little bit of something and maybe try it and have something to drink and try it again and, limit yourself. Don't eat an entire handful of candy corn. Eat a couple and you might like it better. Okay, that is all I'm going to talk about for candy. We will go back to actual questions. Thank you for your time.
So I want to add in the those banana marshmallow candies.
I love those.
Strawberry ones. I hate. They're so gross.
They're so good.
No,
yes.
so bad.
Bring me all of them. Yes.
Merrick Oliver has a question regarding the gem shop. Would you find it feasible and therefore worth forwarding to add white gear to the gem shop? I have a couple of champs that I have had not luck to complete yet. They are full blue or even full epic, but one or the other white items are so eludes me and it's bugging me a lot. So it is. So as long as the item, as long as it's not a slot 6 capped ultimate cooldown item, you should still be able to pull it from a chest. So you just need to get silver chests for that champion. So, but don't know. I don't know how I feel about adding gear to the gem shop. Yeah, that's a bit. If it's white gear, it doesn't make a big difference because it's if they don't add it's not a whole lot of
that's true.
bonuses.
Yeah.
And if you only buy it once, that would make sense. So you can't just spend a bunch of stuff on cheap eye levels.
Yeah, because that could be really hard to balance. But I kind of like the idea of white gear, if only because somewhere out there you said that and Garro went, oh, I could fill in my holes.
Yeah.
And I know he's not the only one. Yeah.
We're not doing it. Just to make it so Garro can't complete the collection.
Aww. You're so mean.
Mantis has a question for what platforms are updated most consistently and most tested best for migration. If you want the one that gets the updates the fastest, it's Steam. But they also run into a lot more bugs than some other platforms do because they get updated so often. So, Steam and Epic are probably the 2 best ones to go to, in my opinion.
They're the fastest for sure, and
Yeah.
that's simply because of the way that those platforms accept updates versus other platforms, which require more time to get approvals. It's one of the reasons that sometimes some of the consoles don't get stuff as fast. It's not that we aren't trying to put it out as fast, it's just their approval process is different and slower. So if you're looking for faster, but they're all tested. They're all, if you're asking specifically because you know that you're a WebGL player who's going to be moving to a different platform, then I highly suggest don't worry about like what platform is the most tested or the most consistent or any of that, because we work on all of them. The question is what's going to be the best for you to play on a regular basis, you know? If PlayStation is going to be the best place for you to be able to migrate to because you're going to be happy having your console running and it's right here in your office or in your bedroom or wherever, and so you can constantly be like checking in and playing and having fun, then go for PlayStation. If you've got a computer that you're happy to run a game on and you're like, I want to have it on in the background and do stuff. If you're like, no, I got a phone and my phone is super cool and I don't mind that it's a smaller screen, I can just do everything that I want to do, and it's going to be more convenient for you, go that route. That's highly recommend thinking about it that way.
Yeah. This just in, the new update should be live on Steam that fixes the black screen issue, hopefully. We're hoping.
There you go.
So if you're on Steam, you should be able to get 408.1, which we are hoping will fix the black screen issue. So.
And now we go live to our news desk.
Yeah.
Live to our in-game chopper. Sean, can you tell us a little bit more about the black screen that's going on?
This thing we're going to fix going on soon. It's pretty good.
All right. Enough for our radio play.
Now for our man, Garwar in the field. And Mars for sports.
Mars with sports. Mars with the T report.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the tea today, Mars?
No. That's a different show. Yeah. That's a completely different show. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Hey, Henry Lowenwind has another question.
Yeah.
That is related probably to the WebGL stuff.
Yeah.
Will bought DLC packages be overwritten or stay and be reapplied?
So everything you have purchased on the platform will migrate with you. So nothing will get left behind. Yeah, and you won't be able to buy them again, if that makes sense.
No DLC left behind.
Yeah. Yeah. Friday Siwu is asking, I mentioned this on Discord earlier, but do you think we'll ever see something like a big familiar bundle that allows us to purchase familiars that would otherwise show up in WoW offers? Oh, like a bundle of a bunch of... That will be kind of neat. I don't know. That's more of a thing for Chris.
A pack of familiars?
Yeah. Yeah. See,
a literal and a figurative pack of familiars.
Yeah. So I guess probably like the Chewinga, like what else is on there? Like Stinky the Rat.
I mean, we are getting to that point in where not only are there a lot of familiars, but there's a lot of familiars that are not easily available anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them, because they were charity familiars, are just the way that works. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and those ones are all in the wild offers, so it's just a matter of, I guess it's the randomness of wild offers that makes it a bit a bit rough, but.
And people are fans of familiars, so.
Yeah. I mean, they're great. They do so much.
Yeah. Oh, no, that is consistently when people ask, what's the first thing I should use, once I'm done buying chests and things, what's the first thing I should use my gems for? And my answer is always familiars. And I think a lot of people's answers are always familiars.
So I have to take my wild off. I don't have to wait for shut up and take my money already. That's fair. Just the Fry meme. Take my money.
I mean, or the Stephen Colbert is like, take my money.
Yeah, I mean, I can just link you my PayPal and we'll just go with that.
Don't.
No.
Don't. That was a joke.
No,
please
don't do that.
Please do not message support asking to do that. Don't. Wow.
Big no.
I'm gonna jump in here before Sean answers this next question and just say Cassius 335, because I didn't see this question until we're already well past what I was probably talking about. You said Twitch died for me. What did Lauren suggest? What was I talking about?
Oh, it was the inventory management.
Oh, yes. Hey, ways to manage your inventory.
Yeah. Yeah, that was that.
Okay.
There was a FIFA incident where there was someone working in support, like for FIFA the game, where someone was working in support and was selling codes to people like on the side. Big no-no.
Damn.
Yeah, they made a lot of money. Yeah, big yikes.
And then I have to assume they got fired.
Oh yeah, and probably sued.
That's
heavily.
How did they think they? Okay, first off, that's crappy. Second, that they were doing that.
Yeah.
Second off, how did they think they were going to get away with that?
I know they were doing it for a while until someone snitched. I think so.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's not fair on a bunch of different levels. Oh.
Yeah. Cronge99 says, can we get it so the hitting the escape key would close the familiar screen rather than pulling up the menu? Probably not, because you can close the familiar screen just by clicking above it, and that will close it down. Because the escape key is specifically for that main menu. Surreal says, just tuned in, not sure what the announcement was for WebGL, but does that mean we won't be able to play via MacBook? So WebGL is anything that's on Armor Games and Congregate Games and our C&E Games website. So that is, those ones are being sunset and will be no longer able to be played as of December the 8th. Yes, it's December the 8th. And then during that time frame, and even afterwards, if you have an account on one of those websites, we'll be able to transfer you to your own platform of your choice. So Steam, Epic, we'll have our own launcher that'll be up and available. If you want to play on mobile, if you want to play on console, those will all be available to transfer to. So if your MacBook has Steam or Epic, then yes, you can still play on your MacBook and it'll be fine. But you can't play on the website anymore.
Sorry, I got quiet. I'm taking care of stuff in the background.
No worries. Sigma JT234. Question: can you discuss why the WebGL accounts won't just be merged to another platform? Technically, you can just unlock the things that aren't existing on new platforms and add them to the items and levels for the things that exist on most places. The biggest thing is that is a lot more work than just moving the thing over. So we need this to be like one that's the turnaround time for this is pretty quick. So we're trying to make this as a very simple process. And then merging, I think, just has the ability to have so many more problems than just moving that entire thing over and changing your platform ID. So, and then if there's any differences, people might get weird assumptions too. So, it saves. To be honest, it saves me a lot of time. As the support person who would be answering those questions and trying to narrow down like what happened during the merge, if something went wrong or whatever, right? So
yeah, please be kind to your support people.
Yeah, me and Taylor need it. Friday Seawood question along the lines of familiar bundle question earlier. Do you think you'll ever see a gold supply chest permanently added in the shop? If not, do you think there will be something like a speed potion bundle? Yeah, there's not a lot of ways to get gold supply chests in the game, is there? Can you get them in the patron shop? No.
No, not in the patron shop.
You can't. I don't think you can get them anywhere in game except for purchasing on a wild offer. I think is the only place. Oh, and maybe some packs.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking about going with some packs.
I think it's the packs that would involve core champions like Brunor and like Minsk and stuff. Will sometimes have. Actually, the Archon pack there you have has.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Worm Speaker.
So, yeah, they're usually the side chests for core champion like skin and bundle packs because they just come with gold chests. They don't really you wouldn't be able to get gear for them specifically. Mm-hmm. So I guess we kind of boosted up a little bit by saying here's a bunch of supply chests which will provide a ton of like potions and stuff. So
it's an interesting. I haven't really thought about that there isn't an easy way to get those supply chests.
Yeah. Right. I mean, there's been we've done I used to do kind of rotate between Electrum chests and supply chests every once in a while. It's like, oh, it's like
for giveaways.
We'll do supply chests, for giveaways and stuff. But
I know we've also occasionally given away Modron chests because those are easier to get, and you certainly don't have to spend money to get them. But those can be difficult to accumulate over time. So Electrums are the standard, but it's good to know about supply chests.
Yeah. As for the speed potion bundle, probably not. There is actually, you can buy speed potions in each of the patrons' shops. I think limited to like 2 per week um, per patron. So that's what, 8 a week.
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
covered me. There we go.
Well,
What
no,
happened?
you're.
Oh, my camera turned off.
Yeah, I was
hold
just trying to
on.
figure out what was going on. We can still
No,
hear
that's
you.
me. I didn't turn the fan on. There we go.
Hey, there we go. For all of us who are here in the chat, I'm the one running the stream, and so I saw Sean go in, and that's why if you notice me suddenly going,
You could have said, "Hey, Sean, your camera."
oh, I was hoping it would fix itself, or I was waiting
yeah.
for you to be finished with your statement, because what I was going to say was, I'll take the next 2 questions while you fix your camera, which I will still take the next 2 questions, but why don't you finish about the speed potion bundle?
Yeah. So speed potions, point out a bundle you can purchase. You can get them from the patron shop. This is probably the best way. And then buying gold chests, we'll drop them too for you, which will be able to just do gems. So. And just a really quick one on this one was the cut mirror thing. So can I port from Epic to Steam when this is done? No. This is only for WebGL players transferring off of WebGL.
Because WebGL is going to end.
Yeah. This is a very special circumstance because we are ending that platform. So
if this gives you an idea of what it takes for us to say yes to moving people from one platform to another. Yeah.
It's also like the dealing with the platform itself. And saying, "Hey, we're moving our players off of your platform."
Yeah,
like that's a big deal. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll grab a couple questions. Reaver01, any whispers about a bard with the tank tag because of the promotional nerds? No whispers. I don't know if the nerds promotional champion can be used as any indication about any other champions that are coming up. They're fun, they're adorable, but
yeah.
As far as what champions are coming up, stay tuned. But right now, I mean, he's not a tank, but right now we got this awesome bard, but nothing we can announce. And then KB Martinson says, I just unlocked my first patron Mert. Yay! Congrats. Ooh. But where do I go to like play his play mode? So I'm going to do a little bit of weekly patronage. Let me come on over here to an adventuring party that we haven't done anything with yet. Yes, we'll switch parties. So the thing about Patron Challenges is what they are is you turn on that patron and then you do a lot of the stuff that you would normally do. So you're talking about Mert. Let's say we're hanging out here in the Grand Tour of the Sword Coast. What you'll see on this right-hand side is, hey, I've got no active patron. And once you've unlocked Mert, it'll say other patrons. Mert, active. And as you keep unlocking patrons, more and more will show up here. So you say activate. And then Mert shows up here. And what you might notice is that I'm loading my challenge details at this moment. Because that happens at noon. Hey, so what you might notice is that stuff that you've completed in the main game on, say, Grand Tour of the Sword Coast. Hey, I've done all these variants. I've done all of these fun things. Suddenly they're available again. And you're like, hey, what's going on? And that's because you haven't done them in the Mert version. Because Mert wants you to do them again, but do it harder and do it his way. So, and I'll show you this again. No active patron, you can see that if I come here, I've done everything. I've finished all the free plays. I have completed all of these variants. They're all done. But once I activate Mert, there's a bunch of them that are suddenly really available. And what you'll see is while Mert is active in your campaign, if I come to Modrons in the Mud, you're going to see all the various regular things that are available to you, but then you'll also see patron restrictions. Only good and evil champions can be used. So you have to do things like normal, but extra. And this is kind of the same for even the free plays is, hey, you have to do this, but you have to do this also with Mert's thing. So it makes it more difficult. And then when you do them with a patron variant, you're not only going to get favor for that campaign, you're not only going to get gems and all the normal stuff that you get, but you also get the currency that patron uses, which in Mert's case is Ruby coins. So that's how you activate a patron. That's how you go through doing patron stuff. And then if you want to see, we'll come back on. Oh, we'll go to Averin. Like I said, I've been grinding away at Brig and Averin chests while we've been doing all of this. When you're in an adventure or a variant or anything, and you come up here to the patron screen, this is where you can check on a lot of the stats of what you have done, how many patron variants you've completed, how much you've earned. You can see what challenges there are during the week, so you can see what specific challenges, not just, hey, go complete stuff, but also reset 2 Mert-free plays at 200 or higher. Do these specific things and you'll get bonus rewards. You can see the shop, which you can take your ruby coins and spend all of that to earn stuff, like Modron chests, which is the first thing I always buy. And then use the influence that you are earning if you have done variants in order to purchase some perks, both local perks, which is specific to when you are doing Mert stuff, and global perks, which are yay all the time. So that's
yay all the time.
Yay all the time. So that's how you do all of that fun stuff. If you have any other questions about patrons, there's a couple different things you can do. You can, like always, Discord. Come to our Discord. Check out the subreddit and check out Garwar's guides. He's got a bunch of different guides for a bunch of different patrons. Also, I have a show on Mondays called Weekly Patronage, and where at noon on Monday, when the challenge rolls over, that's when all the new challenges come out for patrons. I go through them and I try to do a bunch of them, and we also chat about candy because that's what happens. So there's a bunch of different.
When you're on stream, apparently you just talk about candy all day.
I mean, during October, during Spooky Month, yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what happens. Okay, that's that question. I'm gonna pause our questions because, as you saw, it is noon, and since it is noon, that means there's a new vote up. And
it's voting time. Let's go.
Here's what I would like to do. I'd like to do something fun, because I got a couple votes, but we're going to talk about one vote right now. I want the chat to decide how I vote on this next thing.
So you're voting on who to vote for?
I would like the chat to vote for who I am going to vote for. So our moderators are standing by in order to start up a vote. And it's going to be specifically for which champion finds a new shiny item in the next episode. Is it Brig or Havilar? So if the mods would get that vote started, and then whatever the chat in this show decides is where, you know what? I'll even say, whatever the chat decides, I'll put all 3 of my votes there. Yep. So keep an eye on chat to see what the... Oh, there it goes. So we've got that poll going. We're not going to run it for very long, so if you want to participate in the poll, go ahead and get to our chat right away.
I'm voting Havilar.
You're voting Havilar?
Yeah.
This is actually a hard one. I think this is a hard one. I have love for both of these characters. I think the shiny for both of these are going to be awesome.
What is the slot 6 for Brig? What's his item?
That's
I unlocked him, but I haven't unlocked any items for him yet.
Good question. Let me come. Collections. What is... This is kind of the easier way to do that since Here we go. There's Brig. So slot 6 are his goggles, and they are for his ultimate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
His ultimate gives him stacks, right?
I think so, yeah. I think they give and then increases hype stack, so... meanwhile, while we're getting that voting done, I'm going to go ahead and claim my gold Havilar chest because I voted for Celise. Mostly because...
3-1, yeah.
I put a vote on Havilar too. I like both of them. This is also a very hard thing. I'm going to tell you the truth. Most of the time when I vote with either my heart for these champions or I vote because I really need gear. And in this case, I kind of love both these champions equally. I think their content creators are amazing. I use both Havilar and Celise on a very regular basis. However, I still need gear for Celise. I'm still trying to gear, she's got full purples, but her item level is still pretty low for me. So I was like, I need gold Celise chest. But I'm not going to say no to a Havilar chest. It'll make me happy. There we go. Yay. Ooh. All right. So that's that. but we'll have to wait to see. We're about halfway through voting. It's pretty
I
close.
think, yeah, no, I think it's pretty.
It's pretty close.
I think it's pretty Havilar. Oh, it's tilting a little bit.
Yeah, like it's
Maybe a little bit
43 to 58%. But there's still a couple minutes to go ahead and vote. So if you want to tell me who to put all 3 of my votes for the new shiny item, Havilar or Brig, come into our chat and go ahead and vote now. And I will. And then, hey, if you're playing the game while you are watching this stream, go into your game, get your votes in, get your chests from and your any of the rewards that you haven't picked up, and we'll answer a couple more questions while we wait for that vote to finish.
Yeah. Big Z the Dead. Is it wrong to just run 3 familiars on the screen and to click and have one upgrading the click damage? Should that grind me to 75 or so you think? I mean, there are tons of champions you could use as well, but yeah, I mean, there's no harm in just using familiars. So a lot of people do it. So.
Yeah.
You should put like a champion in the formation though. Why not? throw in your boy Deacon.
Doom or Akira. Yeah. I mean, you throw in your girl Orkira. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Jason Grace says a question. I have all patrons unlocked, but I've really only done merch up to weekly wallet drawn chests. What perks should I focus on when getting enough influence for merch?
Ooh.
Can you open up the patron perks?
I absolutely can. So here's my suggestion first off. You're going to have to, just like any of the perks that you're doing for any other ones that you're doing, like everything that you do helps. But you're going to have to do some of them in order to unlock more. So there's going to be certain tiers you're not going to be able to get to until you do unlock, you've done 5 of the tier 1 in order to get to tier 2.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to spread them out a little bit. I don't think there's a wrong answer here, but I do think if the next thing you're trying to do is more Mert stuff, go ahead and dump a bunch into the local. Get your Mert geared up. If the next thing you're going to go off and do doesn't have anything to do with Mert, go ahead and put it in global.
Yeah, especially the challenge accepted global one is really good because it increases the rewards you get from all patrons. So, yeah. Hold on. Is the item wrong? Item showing the wrong item in the giveaway? What? Not the giveaway. Sorry, in the vote.
No, it's goggles.
No, for Havilar.
Slot 3 shiny. That might be the wrong one. Hold on.
Yeah,
I don't remember where her imps are. Let's go find.
The imps are slot 4.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Would you? Yep. Sean's gonna go confirm. Is it the imps or is it actually slot? Which slot is it? Yeah. That is. Yep. There they are. Imps are slot 4. I love these imps. All right, we will get back to you on that. The vote still stands because we're still Havilar or Brig. Oh, and it looks like the vote has said we're voting for Havilar. I will wait. Yay! I mean, I like Brig a lot. I will wait on putting my votes in until we've confirmed what the actual shiny is that you're getting. Because if finding out that it isn't slot 3, that it is slot 4, is going to change people's votes, we might vote again. But I think most people are voting for Havilar. Let's find out. Do you want me to answer some questions while we're waiting?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Influencer. Okay, did that one.
Yep. All right. So yes, chat. We are finding out whether. What the right answer is here. Please hold.
Yeah. Since E27 says question, Modron Automation didn't put Strix in the formation. Was it just a bug or was she banned from automation? She's banned. No. Probably a bug.
Strix hates Modrons.
Yeah. Did you have a familiar on her at all?
Yeah.
That's probably a question that's better suited for a ticket than this.
Yeah, definitely. And if you don't know how to submit a ticket, the best way to do it is in-game. Through the support link down here, click on that. It'll open up this thing and say, hey, support's going to open up a new browser. You say okay. I'm going to say cancel. And then fill that information out. And that way, not only do we have information on what happened, but we have a link to the specific thing, your specific game instance to try to figure out what happened. Makes life a lot easier.
Yeah. Jason, there's a question for me. Oh, for me. Someone in my trials. Oh, okay. Someone in my trials posted a DPS over E500. Oh, what? I don't know who that was. Not including the bonus. Is there a record, and how high is it? And if there was a record, it was probably cheated to get there. So
Wow.
I'm just gonna put like a legitimate one. I'm not too sure what the highest is, but I'm sure that the highest number that is on there is someone who probably got banned somehow. So, yeah, but I'm not too sure if there is a record or the highest that is. But E500 seems not exactly possible in this current state. I mean, the highest I've gotten to is E327, I think. And even then, like, even when I was like chatting with people on Discord about it, it was like that's high. So I imagine maybe like a super duper overpowered Artemis might be able to get like a bit higher than that, but I don't know if E500 is attainable through normal means. Yeah. Huh.
I will answer the next question since it's directly related to me, and then Sean can go looking to see if we got an answer about our votes.
Yeah.
Kiwi Mischief says, where can I find Orkira's deity info? I'm thinking on making a cleric, and I'm fascinated with the Phoenix as a possible deity option. Aw. There's not really a place that you can go because it is a homebrew deity that Todd Kenrick and I have. It's mostly Todd Kenrick and I, but then also on D4, it's been also Dustin and Devin, the DMs for there, and a little bit of Jasmine Bular from Silver and Steel. So it's kind of been this not only collaborative effort, but the way the Phoenix works as a deity has changed slightly depending on the DMs because it is a homebrew. I will say the subclass that Orkira is, the Phoenix domain subclass, is a homebrew subclass I've created that you can find on D&D Beyond. If you go searching in the homebrew section and look for the Phoenix domain, it's available for free there. You can go pick it up. And that will help because obviously it's very related to less about how you would actually run the Phoenix as a god and more about like what the Phoenix is all about. But really, that is a thing that you're going to want to talk to your DM about anytime that you're going to use either homebrew in general or specifically a homebrew deity like that, especially I've said especially a lot, especially because that's not a creature that you can really go grab either a monster stat block or anything easily. Because the reality of the Phoenix in D&D is if you grab that monster stat block, it's a relatively low CR compared to other creatures that can be patrons for warlocks or considered gods or high-level beings that you could get powers from in a variety of ways. So, like, it's not that the Phoenix is a low CR, it's a low CR compared to, say, a bunch of other creatures. So it's not necessarily something that's super easy. And also, you know, talk with your DM. But the best place to start would be check out the homebrew subclass. I've got a lot of flavorful information, or I tried to have a lot of flavorful information in there to help you with what does it take to run the Phoenix as a god.
It would be neat if they did Phoenixes that they did dragons, like the young, the adults, the ancient, the great, and the kind of like stages.
I mean, if you've been watching Heroes of the Plains recently, that's I'm not going to go into details, but yeah. I like the idea, but I also, and this is also one of those things that's completely up to you in your homebrew game and your DM, I lean into the idea that the Phoenix is the singular. There is only the one, and when it dies, it is reborn. And so, and there's a little bit of, there's some other things going on, and Orkira is finding out about that, so I can't talk to that. But yeah, I do think if you run your game as in it is not the Phoenix but a Phoenix, and there are multiples of these creatures, then yeah, that could be super cool, having stages of a life of them. But talk to your DM. Mm-hmm. Any answers on our shiny Havilar question?
Still looking into it. So I think it's lunchtime. So people are on lunch, kind of coming back from lunch. So it'll probably still be a little bit for that.
Okay. Well, you know what? Here's what we're gonna say. I think it was fairly obvious people had voted for Havilar. It was 56 to 43. What I'm hearing in chat is if it's not slot 3, it's actually slot 4, they might have voted more for Havilar. So it sounds like no matter which slot is the shiny, people wanted Havilar. So as promised, 1, 2, 3.
Yay!
I might come back and vote for Brig as well. But here you go. Good luck.
Do your challenges.
Do your challenges. Do your funness. Go vote. Have fun.
Big Z the Dead has a question. Not having a second party unlocked yet, what is the most logical way to try and grind for new champions for the slots that I still need?
Well, right now, I would say Liar's Night. Here you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Liar's Night's good. You get 3 champions right there, so that's helpful.
Yep.
The tri-weekly free time gates is a good one, and then making sure you have your patrons unlocked, so you can run those and try and collect time gate pieces through there. That's your best bet. Mark Olin says Webgl is ending, so CNE client is going to be released sooner than the Webgl ends. Oh, very much so. Yeah, the client will be out before Webgl is officially sunset. Webgl is being a sunset on December the 8th. So the actual client for the CNE site will be out much earlier than that. So.
And once again, because we're trying to do this in the best way possible for everybody, so we want to make sure that you're not trying to switch over to a client that then you decide is not the right fit for you. So you'll have a chance, if you want to try it out and see, and then maybe you say, oh yeah, this is great. And maybe you say, no, I'd much rather move to the Xbox. So.
Yeah.
I can grab this one. Lucy LRA wants to know, is it going to be much longer before more streams have captions? I don't have a timetable like you saw with Idle Champions Presents on Monday. Captions for all of the shows are difficult, and the more people you have, the more difficult it gets, because as I've talked about, and I know that we have talked about, it's hard, but it is something that we are actively working on. Well. Friday CWU also grabbed this one. Will we ever see champions from Dimension 20? I don't know. Cool. If you would like that, definitely post in our Discord, post in our social medias, and let us know. We can't talk about upcoming champions at all. I will say personally, I love a lot of the shows on Dimension 20. Yeah. They're awesome, and they've got great characters, and I think that would be amazing. But
tag them on Twitter. Tell them to contact us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, be gentle about that kind of thing. Like, maybe don't tag individual people. But
just Dimension 20.
Dimension 20. Don't be going into people's DMs or anything. Be nice on Twitter. But tell Dimension 20 because they do some amazing shows. Their DMs have been fantastic. Their characters have been great. I would love to work with all of them, any of them. So, but yes, we don't know.
Okay, so Peter says it's been updated. I don't know if it's been pushed out yet. He says it got updated, so it should be. Basically, you may not show here for you because you might need to reload the game.
Yeah.
Or at least start a new adventure.
So
if you go to your third party, just start like a Mad Wizard.
Let's try to switch over to just Brig. Let's see if just loading it will help.
Yeah.
And then if not, then I'll go start a new adventure. I'll go do this. You grab the next couple questions.
All right, very cool. Why do Gromma and Nurak keep falling out of my straw formations when I switch parties?
There we go.
Okay, so it is slot 4. Yeah.
It is slot 4. It is, the picture is correct.
There we go.
So I think people...
So slot 4 is the better one? Yeah.
I don't know if it's the better one. I know it's what people in the chat were saying.
Slot 3 was Havilar's health.
Yes.
Slot 4 is Leadership Summit.
Okay.
Like her actual buffing ability. So.
Yeah.
So heck yes, best case scenario.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, so Ray Cool is asking, why do Gromma and Nurak keep falling out of my straw formations when I switch parties? That's because they have intelligence feats, and those feats are broken currently. Yay! So yeah, those feats have an issue where they tend to not work sometimes. We're very much aware and are looking into that.
Cassius335 wants to know, would you be up to adding people into the game as NPCs as an extra life thing? Probably not, mostly because of the time frame in that, because our extra life time frame is actually relatively short, and putting characters or champions into the game takes way longer than you think. That being said, there may be other ways for people to participate in Extra Life. And Relicus wants to know, are those D20 behind you illusion lamps? I don't know if I know what an illusion lamp is.
What is that?
I don't know, but now I want to know. They are D20 lights. They're just the color changing lights on Amazon, but you can set them to a specific color. So basically you press a button and it starts to cycle through all the colors. It fades between them. And then if you press the button again, it stops on whatever color is currently up. And then you press the button again and it shuts off. I tend to have them on specific colors because, as you might have seen, every once in a while the frame rate on the camera and the frame rate on whatever color the light is are disingenuous, and so you see this flickering happen, which is very annoying. So I spend more time than you would think turning on lights and looking really closely at the screen.
Illusion lights are the stands that have the 2D acrylic in it, and then you put the acrylic in and then it lights up what's on the acrylic.
Oh, that's cool. That is not what these are, but that is super cool. No, these are, I can't grab them and pull them on over because then like wires and things, but no, these just look like plastic. It's a thin plastic, and so it just shines through. They're nice. You can find them at your friendly local game store. I got them on Amazon. They are official licensed Wizards of the Coast merchandise.
Oh, that's cool. Phantasmic Ghost. Ooh. Can some D&D themed food and drink related items be added for gem purchase that boost random champions rather than how potions boost for the whole team? The Hero's Feast is chock full of good ideas for it.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool, yeah. I mean, maybe something in the future we can add. Oh, that was wrong. But I don't think we have anything. I think changing up all the potions to being like other food items would be kind of a bit tough. And potions make sense, right? People drink a potion and get a temporary buff, and then you keep going. So
It's an interesting idea, though. I kind of like it. If we were to add other things, if there were other ways of buffing. Also, yes, I agree. The Hero's Feast book is a lot of fun.
Yeah. And the Hero's Feast spell actually isn't in the game at all. I don't think anybody has that as an ability.
Here's the thing. It's an awesome spell, but the chalice that you need to have in order to cast that spell, that's a chunk amount of change, even at the level in where you're... Like, because I was looking at that as Orkira.
Isn't it, what, 250 gold?
I'm going to look it up right now. It is a chunk amount of change. And so really, unless you know in advance that is going to be super duper helpful to you as a character and for a fight that you're getting into, it's hard to justify it. It is a gem-encrusted bowl worth at least 1,000 gold pieces, which the spell consumes. So here's the thing. 1,000 gold pieces, because it's a 6th level spell. Your characters at that point are in the teens. And so 1,000 gold pieces is not out of the question. Like, you probably have that. But if your DM is being very specific about this kind of consumable and says, you can't just have 1,000 gold pieces to burn, you have to have gone and gotten the chalice in advance, which is, Mercer does that.
Yes.
And that's the way that...
He does now, yeah.
Well, and he did that in previous games, too. You know, they would have to go and be in advance, because especially in that first campaign, spoiler alert, there were a lot of dragon fights. One of the big things that Hero's Feast does is it makes you immune to fear. It makes you immune to being frightened, which is really important if you're fighting a dragon. So Hero's Feast is amazing, but you as a character have to have... you have to have a really good reason in order to cast it, and you have to know in advance you're going to need it, and you have to have a druid or a cleric, because those are the only spellcasters that can cast that spell. So there's a lot of limiters that make it the kind of thing that only shows up when Matt Mercer throws a bunch of dragons at you.
Yeah, you also get, advantage on wisdom saving throws and a bunch of temporary HP?
You get 2d10 temporary HP. Let me pull up Hero's Feast again. Here, I will take the moment and do the voiceover. You bring forth a great feast, including magnificent food and drink. The feast takes 1 hour to consume and disappears at the end of that time, and the beneficial effects don't set in until this hour is over. Up to 12 creatures can partake in the feast, because it's a feast, you know? So once again, you have to be prepared to cast a spell, you gotta have the gem-encrusted bullet, and you gotta have an hour. A creature that partakes of the feast gains several benefits. The creature is cured of all diseases and poison, becomes immune to poison and being frightened, and makes all wisdom saving throws with advantage. Its hit point maximum also increases by 2d10, and it gains the same number of hit points. These benefits last for 24 hours. It is a beefy spell.
Yeah, it's a definitely a really good buzz spell if you have time to prep for it.
If you time to prep for it, if you can prep for it, and if you have the bowl. And in cases, like I said, in where you're going to be fighting a dragon, it's 100% worth it. But unless you know in advance, prepping for it is super duper hard. That is one of the reasons Orkira has never casted, even though every time I go to prep spells for the day, I'm like, oh, Hero's Feast would be so good. But I don't have a gem-encrusted bowl or a place to get a gem-encrusted bowl. And we've got a Briv who already does the thing in where I think now Briv at his level.
The Paladin Aura?
Yeah, I think his level makes us immune to being frightened. His Paladin Aura does a lot of things now.
Yeah, well, the Aura, I think that high level expands from 10 feet to 30 feet or something crazy like that. Yeah.
It does that too, and we just got to that level. We also got to the level in where Penelope can wild shape and still cast spells while she's wild shaped.
Oh no!
You know what I got?
What'd you get?
A couple HP. Clerics sometimes don't. Yeah, level 18 was not an exciting one for Orkira. So.
Yeah, but don't worry. At level 20, you can just win a divine intervention. So.
Yeah. I'm not going to go into spoilers. There's reasons why that's going to be an interesting moment in Orkira's life.
Oh, no. Yeah. Okay, well, moving on then.
Moving on.
Whimsical Leopard. When can we expect Trials of Mount Tiamat tweaks for drop rates, reforging costs? That's a good question that I don't have an answer to yet. It's something we're still keeping a close eye on, and we'll make some changes if we deem necessary. Ghostwalker, familiars that are no longer available will be added to the gold chest as a rare drop. No, because a lot of the familiars that aren't available are purchasable ones. So I think it'd be really, really rude to offer these familiars as free drops all of a sudden when they're purchasable. Like, we actually had this issue kind of last year with ICP 1, where we gave away Iris the Familiar during the kind of the voting process. And people had it was a little oversight on our part that we didn't remove Iris from the wild offers, so people would like have bought it like the week before, and then the next week they rolled the 6 on the die, get Iris again. They go, well, I just bought this. Like, what? So there was like, whoa, okay, that was on us big time.
I am seeing in chat, back to talking about Hero's Feast. I know Lucy LRA and Gingerly were talking about bards being able to grab it. So Hero's Feast is only on the cleric and druid spell list, but bards have a thing called magical secrets, in where they can learn spells that are not usually available to them. So if a bard learns Hero's Feast, it's because they're probably using magical secrets in order to learn that spell when they normally wouldn't have access to it at all. Bards do that. Bards break things.
Bards are really strong. Vulcan has a question. Do the charity familiars show up in wild offers? Yes. They should eventually show up. There's always like a kind of exclusive period where they're maybe out of rotation in the shop, but not in wild offers yet. So the wild offers get updated every couple months.
I'm going to skip ahead to a question that Banana Mobster has. Question: if you only have 2 familiars, where is the best places to put them? There's a couple of places that I think make sense. I personally prefer to have as many familiars on champions as possible, because I'm the type of person that plays this game. I sit for 5 minutes and I do a whole bunch of stuff, and then I walk away for an hour. And having familiars leveling up champions means I can push further before I hit my wall, before I have to come and level them up. So I'd probably put them there. But depending on what you're trying to do, it's not a bad idea to have them other places. Having a roaming one to be able to set off ults is always a good idea. if you have 3 on the field, you're not going to kill any of the distractions, but you will pick up the drops and the gold faster. But in my opinion, that's not necessarily going to be the most helpful if you've only got the 3. Oh, also thank you, Rakul, for subscribing. Enjoy your emotes. But I think personally, having them leveling up champions, even if you've only got 3 and you've got a full party like this, what I used to do when I didn't have a ton of familiars, it would be my main DPS, my main tank, and like one other champion, probably like the best buffer I have for that DPS. And then when I have then walked away, they'll be able to go further before they hit a wall, and I have to come and like manually level people up.
Yeah, I agree. I concur. Nighthammer has a question. I have a Steam and Epic account. What are my options for conversion if I don't want my other accounts overwritten? That would be Android, iPhone, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and the new oh my god, downloadable client we're building. So those are your options if you already have a Steam and Epic account. Dana, what is the name of the familiar that is lit on by Okira?
That's the Phoenix. Hold on, I gotta go back. Oh no, I don't have to go back.
Oh.
I can just. Actually, I do have to go back because it's on Orkira. So, the way I rationalize this is it's her spiritual weapon. But yes, the Phoenix is actually leveling her up. So that is, this came in the Witchlight Orkira pack, which is a pack that you can buy, and they're adorable. Look at them. This is not to scale. The actual Phoenix is gargantuan. But yes, this is the familiar that's available in the Witchlight Orkira pack, which is how she's got this awesome skin and where all of her wings are painted, and she's got cotton candy, which is the best thing ever of all time. But more importantly, you get the Phoenix, which I love, and is beautiful.
Yeah. For Averin, sturdy mirrors or empowered mirrs? Sturdy mirrors. Yeah, sturdy. Sturdy is the main one. Yeah.
2 out of 2 streamers agree. Sturdy.
Yeah. If Silver on X also a second question. If you have a MacBook, won't you be able to download the new web launcher? Yeah, so when we have the new client out, it will be available on Mac as well. I think David spent the time working on that. Much to his chagrin. He's like, oh, Mac. Oh, no.
Oh,
so,
Max.
yeah. But don't worry, there'll be one too. So you will publish an OS X version? Hey, good lineup of questions. I believe so. I think, like I said, David was working on a Mac launcher for it, so same question as well as the previous one. Loki Grumma, what if I have an account on all platforms already? That's a tough one. You can always make a new C&E Games account and load that one up and log in with that. Same with like Steam or Epic if you make a new account for that, but yeah, that one's kind of up to you what you want to do with that. Ray Cool, will it be an official Linux version then? No. Just Mac and Win.
I appreciate
Mac and
that
Windows.
question, though. I do.
Yeah. Question: will the launcher be more tablet friendly? Want to play on my Surface and Webgl didn't scale well here or there. That I don't know. I don't know enough about the Surface to know if you can download a client like this and have it run there. I assume so. I assume it might be fine. I mean, if you can download and run outside programs like it is like a laptop, I think it'll be fine. But yeah, that I'm actually not 100% sure about. Doorbell streams. What's in supply chests? It is contracts and potions. Like that's it. Yeah. Anything,
A lot of the
any
good
consumables.
stuff you get in here.
Yeah. Surface is just Windows 10 with a touchscreen instead of a keyboard. Then it should be fine. It should scale. Well, it'll essentially be it's a Unity client, so it'll be like Steam or like Epic. Also, actually, I've been forgetting. Cartridge will still be around. So if you want to stick with cartridge, that is possible. Up to you if you want to. Cartridge is the kind of Unity version that Congregate was making, but apparently they don't have any what's the word I'm looking for? They don't have any advertisement for it on their website, so I don't know. So can I port from Epic to Steam when this is done? I think I answered that earlier. Was that the transferring process is only going to be for WebGL players moving to whatever platform they'd like. No other platform will be eligible to move. And it'll probably be like during that time, like we usually do, is like if we probably might put a hold on like moving players across different accounts. That's not WebGL to whatever they want to do. So.
And we've had a bunch of new people coming in, probably from the most recent alert. So I think we've seen a couple more questions coming in specifically about this WebGL. Captain Digit and Pendelaire were asking specifically about this. So do you want to go over what we've already announced for WebGL and where people can find out more information?
Yeah, first, sure. So you've probably always seen maybe in the WebGL on Discord or in the Reddit Q&A is that as of December the 8th, WebGL will be officially sunset. So you will not be able to play Idle Champions of Forgotten Realms on Armor Games, Congregate Games, or the web-based C&E Games website. What we're doing up until then is we're allowing players to be able to migrate from their current platform of Congregate, Armor Games, or C&E Games to whatever platform they want to be on. So Steam, Epic, Android, iOS, cartridge, Xbox, PlayStation, or Switch. Anywhere else besides WebGL, pretty much. We're gonna have a bigger blog post coming out on the 26th with a lot more information and a bit more of a streamed timeline for everyone, all like kind of bigger details on what's going on. WebGL players are also gonna get a big bonus, a big like bonus pack as well. So as a big thank you for sticking around with us for so long, kind of dealing with the issues. I think I saw somebody ask earlier, like, I don't know if I said the reason why we're doing this. The biggest reason we're kind of sunsetting WebGL is that the development time to convert the code from the current style to JavaScript that's needed for WebGL is taking it takes up too much time, right? So all the time we could be spending on fixing bugs, creating new content, and kind of polishing the game up, most time will get spent converting code to JavaScript to make to WebGL. So by doing this, we free up a lot of time for us, and are able to then have more time for bugs and all this stuff. So, we refund the money Linux players. The Linux players can still play the game. You just can't play it on WebGL. So I know that you can use. I think I've had players use Steam Proton. I think that's what it's called, Proton for Linux that you play on Steam. I have no idea either. Linux has never been a supported platform in the first place, so that's a bit of a weird one. Bigger blog posts with a lot more messaging coming out on Tuesday of next week, with a ton more details and how the process is going to work, and that kind of stuff. Because there'll be a bunch of migrating players, and as a point as well, if you say you have an account on Steam, and you want to move from your WebGL account that you also have over to Steam, it will overwrite that account. So best to move it to a platform that you do not have an account on. That way it doesn't overwrite anything. Whew, okay.
Yeah, we're running out of time, and so I think people are like, and now's the time you stop talking about snacks and you start talking about WebGL again. Yeah. Plus, we had a whole bunch of new people coming on in.
Yeah. Cutmere is asking, has anyone tried IC the Steam Deck? I wish. I ordered a Steam Deck, so I'm excited to get mine, and I'll let you know when I get it.
I'm interested in hearing what you have to say about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip ahead one to give you a break for a moment. Breakerfist asks, I submitted my Nerds receipt 2 weeks ago, and I've not received an email yet with the code. Do you know any way to follow up with them, Nerds D&D? I don't know offhand, but if you go back to that website, there should be a way to follow up with them, because my understanding is you should receive an email within hours. Like, I know I did. That's what happened with me. Unfortunately, that is because what you get from them is from them. That's not something that we can necessarily help with, but I would definitely go back to that website and check in and see. Because, yeah, you should have gotten something by now. Also, and I'll just say this because I forget to all the time, check your spam and your trash folder and your junk folders, because that is a semi-automated message and a lot of places will filter that out. So it's very possible it's hiding in a spam or a junk folder.
Yeah. So, okay, Secret, what platforms on PC will be available that don't require external launchers? I really like to move away from using Steam, but don't want to clog up my Switch. You would need an external launcher. Actually, I guess the Steam games one will be a launcher you download from our website and then just have that. So there's no like going through Epic to the game. So that's probably, I think that's the answer to your question. Or I guess PS4 or Xbox. And I guess the iPhone and Apple. Everything besides Steam and Epic, I guess, if that's the point. Mythorn, what happens if your item on that slot is already shiny? All right. This is a good point because this needs to be explained all the time. If you have an item that's shiny and you gain another shiny for that same item, you will get 125 item levels.
Which is pretty nice.
It's pretty good. If that item is shiny and then you buy a golden epic that has the same slot as that shiny, you will get a potion of polish. If that item is golden and then you get a shiny for that golden item, you will get 125 item levels. The only time you get a potion of polish is when a golden epic takes over a shiny, not when a shiny is added to golden epic. Understood? Everybody get it? Thumbs up. All right. Had like 3 of those tickets in the past like couple days. It's like, ah.
I wonder why. I mean, I can understand why people would be confused about that, because there is constantly like a weird level of confusion about shiny and golden and how they overwrite and everything.
There is definitely, yeah.
I wonder what's happened in the last couple of days to cause that recent confusion.
Maybe it's people who haven't seen the information, or like maybe they the only interaction they've had with that is they've had a shiny, they bought a golden epic, they got the potion of polish, think, oh, whenever these two things combine, it makes this.
Yeah.
Right? So
that makes sense.
Yeah. C4 Blestery F3. I've been playing for about a week and I have almost no items. What's the best way to turn items?
Oh, welcome to the game.
Welcome to the game. If you have gems, spend them in the shop for chests. That'll be your best way. There's a chance to drop chests from bosses. So make sure you're killing bosses.
Yeah, they are right there.
From the gem shop.
And we recommend come to the shop, come to gem items, because then you can do the thing where you say, I want to buy a bunch of these. Oh, I want to buy only so many of these, instead of buying them one at a time.
That will now cap at your gem level too. Which is sweet.
Yeah. Because I can go all the way to 100. Yay!
Yeah. I can skip these ones because I know this one was answered in chat. Trimethylpyridine. Okay, wow. Okay. Trimethylpyridine. What kind of speed effect worked in the background party? Conflicting info out there. None of the champion effects for speed work in the background. I believe potions do work, as I've been told. How well they work, shoulder shrug. So if you have a golden epic, how many item levels do you get? Oh, if a shiny gets added to that, if a shiny gets added to a golden epic, it's 125 item levels. Golden epics and shinies, when you earn them the very first time, they don't affect the item level. They increase the effect of the item. So the percentage will go up, but the item level will stay the same. Meshach 1025. Should I push until chest areas on event levels, or should I try to hit the wall each time I reset? I mean, if you've already done like a big push and got a bunch of favor, and you just want the chests, then they just do a complete 50, reset, rinse, repeat. I think a lot of people we'll do one in the beginning, one big push in the beginning, and then one big push at the end, just to kind of maximize their favor gains, and then that should be good.
It might also depend on how much, if you can do another push. I know what happens for me is I get to like the last couple of days of an event, and suddenly I'm running out of whatever the currency is in order to run some games or to run some events. So I will often use that as my reason to like hang out and do a big push, because it's like, I haven't earned enough tarts yet to go back into a brig. So instead of resetting, and that's actually you can kind of see that's what I'm doing right now. I've got both of these set to reset at 350. So I'm not doing a huge push. I'm doing enough of a push that I'm not resetting so often that I'm eating through everything just yet. I've kind of found a middle ground for me, and where I'm going to gain a little bit of favor. I'm going to make sure I at least get that one chest and then do the automatic reset. But your mileage may vary.
Yep. J.R. Lawton, for Bailoff, are there characters that prevent his generous Djinn from not triggering? I have a formation with Bailoff in it and 2 dead characters, and they're not getting resurrected. Well, there is a time limit to the resurrection. So, like, sorry, a cooldown time. So if someone revives and then dies again and then someone else dies, like, say once every minute, I think it takes for someone to revive. I also think there's a word interaction with Strix. She revives people at the cost of 50% of her health. So I'm not sure the order of operations for that or not. I think it's probably Strix first and then Bailoff, but I'm not sure.
And I'm going to jump to this question real quick. Anna Manga says, are the free time gates actually weekly or what the game says? Because mine says 14 days. It should be 14 days. Free time gates, basically what happens is an event starts on a Wednesday, like Liar's Night. Liar's Night started yesterday. That event is going to run for a week and a half. It's going to run through next weekend up until Monday, and I'm going to make sure I get this date, November 1st. So you have until November 1st to do all of Liar's Night. And then the weekend after that, basically the weekend in between 2 events, so November 5th, 6th, and 7th, will be a free time gate weekend. So it's essentially every, 14 days. But that's the cycle, with the one exception that we just have happen because it was the end of one year and the start of another for the in-game event, and where there were 2 time gate weekends in a row, and that was just because the Faerun calendar and our calendar do not match up. So it should be event weekend, time gate weekend, event weekend, time gate weekend. With a couple days in between those where there is not an event or a time gate happening.
There is still a content drop of like the normal storyline updates during that time.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like every 3 weeks essentially.
Yeah.
Every 3rd week is a time gate weekend.
But those content drops you can do at any time. What I'm talking about specifically is like a limited time thing, because the free time gate weekends are also only during that weekend. So you want to do them during the weekend, and then you want to do the event and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Sean, what's the big deal with the bug kicking you out to a different party to finish an adventure? Why? That's a weird. I don't know. I've seen that pop up a couple times. I have not been able to reproduce it. I think that is something we're looking into, though. So I think
send a sport ticket. Come to sport.
Yeah.
Say okay. Tell us what happened. Let us know so we can fix it. Thank you.
Gandalf has a question. What is the Unity bug, and why is it hard to get rid of? So now, I saw this earlier. I didn't know if it was a pun because of Unity and Git, because it's GIT, like a Git repro. If it's a pun, very nice. I very much appreciate that one. If it's a specific bug on Unity, there's a couple, so you need to be a bit more specific about which one that is. And if make a ticket. I assume it's a pun because of the GIT. So 10 out of 10. A bit late, but it's a downloadable client standalone. Can it simply be used on PC and mobile by chance? It is standalone. You have to download it from our CD Games website. Can it be used on PC and mobile? Well, it'll use your CD Games account. So if you have a mobile that can download that client, I guess, but it's not an app. So if you have like a normal Android or iPhone, then it probably won't work. But if you have like a Surface, it should probably work, like someone was saying earlier.
I'm gonna actually grab a question here.
Yeah.
First off, Snarky Jew, which hey, Mazel Tov, thank you. Well, welcome to the family. I just had to look up when Hanukkah was happening because once again I had no idea, and it's super early this year. I don't know if you know about that. Any chance we get a chaotic tank support? I want a team of pure insanity because sanity is for the weak. So I wanted to grab this question for a bunch of different reasons. First off, Mazel Tov to my fellow Jew. Second off, any chance we get a chaotic tank support? I don't know. Depends on the next couple of champions that are coming out.
What tank isn't chaotic already, though?
I was about to say chaotic on the, not on the. So there's, we end up with a lot of chaotic in general characters, especially with our champions that come from streamed games. Chaotic is the way that you go, and that's going to come into the other part of your question. Chaotic isn't necessarily a mental health kind of thing, because you talked about sanity and insanity kind of thing. Chaos is, especially in and this is I think actually kind of important. Chaos in D&D terms, once again, it covers a wide spectrum, but it's not it's not a mental health thing. It is the idea of you doing what's right for you in the moment, irregardless of what else is going on. It is one of those things in where you're making your decisions based on a whim or on your own personal feelings in the moment, especially when it comes to the good, neutral, the good, evil, chaos. Geez, I'm having problems with my words. But when we're talking about like chaotic good, it's not that chaotic people are not lawful or they're not, or they're just, I'm just going to flaunt the law. It's, I'm going to do what I think is the right thing to do right now, irregardless of the law. And it's not a thing about a mental health diagnosis, because there's a lot of times where the law is dumb. The law that you're at sucks, and you shouldn't follow the law, and you should go ahead and do what would be considered the chaotic thing to do. So, so yeah, I would, but as far as getting a chaotic tank support, I have been updated by our mods, because our mods are awesome. Looks like we have 6 chaotic support tanks. The nerds. Briv, Aaliyah, Havilar, Wolfgar, and Nova. So, if you're looking for more, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But if you're looking for some, look for nerds. Briv, Aaliyah, Havilar, Wolfgar, or Nova. I am a fan of Briv.
Ael's one of my favorite tanks.
I will also say, I mean, Briv is one of my favorite tanks because it's Briv.
Yeah.
I will also say what I like about Briv being chaotic is he is a paladin, and it is a nice thing in D&D that you can have non-lawful paladins.
Actually, yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. All right. Couple minutes left, so I'm going to try to maybe rapid fire some stuff.
Yeah.
Zaniqua, will the baby Bahamut familiar join Wild Offers? It won't be in Wild Offers because it's a free giveaway, so it'll eventually probably end up in the gem shop. Can we get an on-screen button to refresh the game when we change feats to update switch parties? Well, ideally, we just fix the feats rather than add a button that refreshes the game like that. Rajuvi has a question. If Isle Champion is coming to Mac, will it link to iOS accounts? It's already on Mac, on Steam specifically. I don't know about linking iOS accounts. That I'm not too sure. That'd be kind of cool though. Not Romantic, any chance to be available for Linux? Currently only Windows and Mac. I can talk to David after this, see if we do Linux, but probably not. More clients means more possibly for issues. How is offline progress calculated? Does it still use the display base damage, or is it like a rapid? It's a simulation that runs in the background. So it runs like it would normally you would on action, but just very, very quick paced in the background. Can Linux users try the wine to make the game compatible? Sure, but we don't have because it's not a supported platform. I can't support you in any way if you try to do that. Are there characters that prevent bailouts? Are there questions that prevent Bailout's generous decision ability from not working? Disperse alt that kills himself prevent Bailout from resurrecting other champions. It shouldn't prevent Bailout from resurrecting others, I don't think.
People a little later were also asking about Orkira because she does the
Sacrifice.
hey, I'm gonna take this, which is a thing I want to be able to do in my game. But yeah, they were also asking about her interfering with Bailout stacks.
Yeah. 00 Wizard 00. I had to leave early and just go back. The cat familiar, how much will it be and how much will go towards the cause? Don't have a price point we can share, but all net proceeds, I think that's the right word there, right? Net proceeds? All net proceeds will go towards Extra Life.
We haven't made any announcements yet, but that's normally what we do.
Yeah.
And for people who have questions about like the net versus the gross versus the how much, the reason that we have to say it that way is very broadly because we are offering this on multiple platforms and there's multiple things that happen on the back end.
Yeah.
Basically what it is we're not making any money off of this during that time. We are donating that.
Exactly.
Yeah. But that's the only reason why we use that nomenclature and we're not giving specifics is because every platform is a little bit different on how that is handled.
Yeah. Josh, what happens when you shiny a golden epic that's at a level cap, as is typical with slot 6 items? You wouldn't get a... So if your item was already at level cap, you would not be able to pull an item for that slot 6 item, which means you would not be able to get a shiny for that. If in this odd instance like this, where the item's at level cap and you got an item that gave it a shiny boost, it would add the item levels to it, unfortunately. But that should never happen unless it's probably a very, 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 very rare instance during like Isle Champions presents and stuff. How long do we get tanks in slot 1 and 2? I don't know. At some point. With none planned, I don't think I can say. And last question.
Last
Zoom through these
question.
ones. Number 90. The Proton thing is intended to support a Windows game on Linux, but some Windows things works bad. So what is needed is not a Linux version, rather some looking at specific problems. Yeah, and this is why we just say we don't support Linux as a platform to play the game on, because Linux is so from my understanding, very open-ended, and you can kind of do whatever you want to it. So we just say that's not on us. So we do things that make it work for like standard Windows 10, and I think from 7 onwards, and then Mac OS, and then that's kind of anything else is out of our hands.
But you know what's not out of our hands? Ending the show, because it is time for us to go so that you can go watch other awesome shows like Idle Insights and Dev Insights and other things that are going on today. So thank you, Sean, for being here and helping me out with all these questions. Thank you to Martin and Mars for being our awesome moderators. And thank you to you, the viewers at home. We'll see you next encounter. Bye.
Bye.